Hello and welcome. This is episode 5, Cynical, season 8. We are playing moles. I am, of course, joined by Flouze Maker, the amazing.
Aye, the fantabulous Flouze.
Yes, so.
Almost as fantastic as usual.
Oh, thank you. That's, too much. So let's take a look at the teams here. Let's summarize. We've got 3 members for green, 3 members for orange because they've got Scope, who is a mole, 3 members for blue, and we've got 4 members for red because Blaze is the mole. Now, 4 members for red, but they haven't actually been together for too much, right? They haven't really shared stuff.
Or you still isolated, digging down now in the staircase.
Me looking at the team here, I would say green team is probably in the strongest position now.
I would say red team.
I mean, health wise, red team's good. I mean, healing wise as well, but gear wise, green team's got quite stacked.
But I think with because I think I somewhat suspect that red team doesn't realize that Blaze is the mole yet. But 3 of them have joined up, and they're clearly like fishing and gearing up. So it looks suspicious for the other 2 red team members who are not with them. So who's not with the rest?
So Blaze is saying his team still trusts him.
Okay. But Zeneker is with Big One, and I just saw him and I forgot. And Zeneker, no, Fairy Juice. So we're missing actually Exnestorio and Blaze.
Yeah. I mean, Endo probably feels pretty good by himself at this point. He doesn't really want to meet up. He's got everything he needs on his own.
Probably.
Right? But, I mean, if you're meeting up with a group of 3... Right, but if you're meeting up with a group of 3, I think that's actually a fairly decent deal.
It is.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
But I was going to say, like, given how a lot of awesome stuff Zeneker and Exnestorio and, well, Big One doesn't need all that much, but he's got an chance. Given all they have, Blaze has to win the mental games. He had to win the mind games because we know he's still unenchanted.
Right. And I mean, there's only 2 moles left, so they are the smallest team right now.
Yeah. So I think because what happens is that in red team, the 3 who have met up are going to be trusting each other more than the other 2.
Right. Well, I mean, Zeneker and Big One probably trust each other, like, without question.
Yeah. But Fairy Juice is right over here. And he's in the gang and he's fishing. So he's putting himself vulnerable for the other 2, who I assume are hoping they can fish Power 4 Bow.
Maybe.
Infinity Book or
Well,
something.
here's the thing. If Zeneker and Big One trust each other unconditionally, there's no reason for a 3rd member who step in wouldn't trust both of them either. Right? So, like, yeah.
I see that Scope like managed to type in the wrong chat, but I think he's actually working chapter against OU. So I figured like his best bet was probably to backstab chapter, but it looks like he's going for the full Monty.
Yeah, that's a fairly harmless mistype.
Yeah, it is a harmless mistake.
Yeah. So he and OU thinks it's chapter? Is this case?
No, well, I mean, he's trying to tell chapter that he's suspecting.
No, I think he
like,
mistyped the OU. I think he
Yeah.
meant to type /message OU, which is why he wrote OU.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that way he has a reason to backstab. Okay, well, alarming news. I'm following Exnestorio here, who has managed to find himself in full diamond. He has also found a Power 4 book.
Oh dear.
So he's working on making himself... The reason he hasn't joined his team is because he's working on making himself a Power 5. He already has a Power 3 book.
Look at that gold
Make
count.
a Power 4.
Look at
I
that
know,
gold
it's
count.
Insane. It's insane. Pure insanity, and he's got a diamond level mine shot.
See, the only thing stopping Red Team at this point is the fact that they don't know who their mole is. Otherwise, they can just get together and just steamroll.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but Engal definitely does not want to share at this point. He's like the dragon who wants to hoard everything.
Indeed.
Yeah. But in doing so, they'd just be dragging on the game. No?
Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Setgos. Oh. Setgos is, yeah. He's not gonna hear this mine shot, so I think it's safe. Okay, yeah, all of blue team are fairly close to each other, but they could have a diamond level mine shaft as well.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this setup now, I agree with you that red team is looking pretty spick and span. Green team probably like this. Blue team for sure is united. They trust each other unconditionally.
Yes.
Green team might be up in a hizzle. They don't know. Like
Yeah, it depends on what Zarky is. Because some players feel so bad they were the mole that they just end up spilling the beans, and it's quite possible that Zarky did exactly that.
Yeah. So we don't know. Yeah, we don't know if green team is united or not. So, but it looks like they are behaving fairly united here.
Yes.
Yeah, just watching them.
It doesn't look like they have any. Yeah, and they shouldn't. I think probably Zarky told them, because they should be suspicious of each other at this point, because they know that Tudikins didn't have any mole items. They never found Zarky's quotes. So unless Zarky told them he wasn't the mole, they wouldn't know. But they're getting apples now. They're getting ready for the final fight. Or actually, I think they have more apples than they have gold.
So they need to go caving a little bit. I mean, when is meetup?
I don't remember.
End of episode 6, start of episode 7.
I think it's probably gonna be. The game is supposed to be 120 minutes, I think.
Okay, well,
it's gonna be episode 6, I think.
So start of episode 6.
We should probably have asked, or you know, ask Tommy. He's on. He's specking. We know he's there, so he can give us the answer. Because he knows what he set the timer. He set it up. So Green is now preparing to go back on the hunts, with Ginger alone, pretty much scouting ahead. Well, they're actually they're spreading wide, casting a wide net over the desert, trying probably to look for Oyu, who's way down there, still roller coastering, or staircasing rather, trying to find something. Oh no, that's not Oyu. That's
Chapter? Yeah, Chapter's underground digging.
Yeah, he sure is. I thought that was Oyu. Well, where's Oyu?
Oyu.
Oyu did manage to find a cave, it seems. But he's away from his team. And Chapter and Scope are away from each other. I don't think they're close. They don't look close. So it doesn't look like Scope got the green lights to backstab Chapter.
No, Scope is playing super passively as a mole. He had way too many opportunities. He might actually, if he could, he would have just, given up on his team. Moles and just joined the team fully. He's like he's like the spy who took up the cause,
Yeah, and Blaze is taking damage from...
Definitely not helping the mole team at all.
I think Burning has gone to the bathroom. That's gonna be my... He's just shifting, looking at his teammates. No, he's not. He's there. He's just shifting in a tiny hole. Alright. Well done, Burning.
Blaze saying, I want to win.
Well, yeah, that's a common feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of players share that sentiment.
Scope's like, that's how you win. You sacrifice yourself for me.
Maybe.
I actually don't think that is going to help because of the amount of gold that Engel has.
No.
So as soon as Blaze reveals himself as a traitor, any damage he does with that poison pot will probably be removed, unless he kills them with double pot and then just slice and dice. But considering his he's got no enchants, the rest of his team is all enchanted, diamond up, because more than one member are diamond up. In that case,
he's still wandering. He's still wandering like.
No, he was mining. He was mining.
Okay. Okay.
He was
He's
mining a
still
little bit.
unenchanted.
Yeah.
Is he planning on joining the rest of his team?
I mean, they had met up already. I think what Red Team did was they left an enchanting table underground somewhere, and then like Zeniker and Big One already enchanted up, and they left it underground somewhere, and then Fairy went there to get enchanted up, and then came back up and eventually joined them. Engal and Blaze just, went off on their own. Engal, of course, doing the work of two people. Basically, I think he siphoned Blaze's luck.
Yeah. Because at this point, the best scenario for Blaze is actually to be winning on the social game, which is actually, in some cases, the most difficult game to play, especially when you spent all this time isolated from the rest of your team.
Yeah, it looks like Fairy had wander off again. Zeniker and Big One are bros for life, though. Just sitting here fishing together, chatting about, work and drinking a beer.
But a lot of the time in mole games, it's very difficult to seem trustworthy when you're isolated on your own.
Yes, I totally agree.
I would bet that Blaze and Nestor are the top two mole candidates.
Exactly.
Unless someone is like talking like with a quivering voice. It's very suspicious.
I think. Well, I mean, definitely Engal and Blaze are enemy number one, suspect number one, and then Fairy would be a slight suspect, but Zeniker and Big One are pretty much absolved of any suspicion.
I think so. I think they have successfully growed up.
My baby agrees.
I think your child.
Yeah.
Mini Scarfing is lamenting the lack of PvP right now. But I'm not surprised.
It's so boring.
Well, it's not necessarily boring. That's not exactly what I would say. But at this point, there have been fights. Meetup is on the horizon, and the teams who have survived the fights want to do a little bit of last-minute caving done to get some gold.
Right. This is the calm before the storm.
Some healing reserves. Precisely.
Yeah.
Oh, did you ask Tommy?
I did. He didn't reply to me because he's a jerk face.
I see. I'm gonna. I think he was probably a.
Let me just send him a message right now. But yeah.
But all the teams are caving. I'm morbidly curious now. I need to know 20 minutes after the episode 6, so basically episode 7.
Okay.
I think Engal is giving up on a power 5.
He say it's peanut butter jelly time. I'm not quite sure what that means in UHC terms.
It just means it's go time.
Oh, okay. So exactly what it means in other contexts.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. No, not that.
All right, so I see Fairy wandering around. So yeah, Red Team's very, very lone wolfy here, which is quite surprising because if they all just gather up, they would be in a much stronger position because the mole will have a hard time working. Even
Engal, by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Carry on.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I was just saying Edgal's about to meet up with the rest of his team.
Okay.
Team.
There you go.
He's on the surface, and they're going to be meeting up. If they distrust him, well, they'll see what he looks like in all his glorious diamonds.
Well, I mean, if they've been chatting the whole time, I think Engal, like I said, Engal should at least be able to trust Big One and Zeniker. There's no way both of them are.
This is
like, okay, you can trust Zeniker because Zeniker. Oh, Engal. Wow.
A bit of a misstep.
Here, have a diamond, guys. I'm totally on your side. Oh, Engal, that was probably the worst thing you could have done. But okay, Engal can definitely trust Zeniker because Zeniker so easily could have killed Big One anytime during all this because he's got so much diamond, etc., etc. Doesn't know, so at least Engal can trust one person here. He can split gold with that person if he wanted to.
But you know, they're not fully trusting each other because if they were fully trusting, Zeniker would probably have traded helmets with him.
Well, no, I mean Zeniker. A big one would probably trust Zeniker. Zeniker is definitely by and far the most trustworthy member of Red. Is what I'm saying here, because Zeniker could have killed Big One at any time.
Yeah,
But Big One may not be trustworthy, you know. Engal does not seem trustworthy at this point.
Zeniker with a fire aspect too.
Yeah, like I'm saying, Zeniker is the most trustworthy just because Big One's still alive.
Oh, okay. I see now that Big One has secret diamond leggings. I think that's all from all the diamonds that Engal has brought him. I think he gave him a pair of fancy pants to try to be forgiven. So I mean, if you gave me half a heart of damage for fall damage, then you gave me diamond pants, I think I'd be ready to let it slide. I'm speculating.
It's hard because I mean maybe he doesn't have enough levels to enchant it, or
well, that's what I'm thinking right now. I think right now he doesn't have the levels.
he's probably thinking like, oh, his Iron Pants with Proc 3 or Proc 2 is still better than Diamond, you know?
But at this point, Blaze has still not joined his team.
Yeah, and Blaze being the last to join is going to be the worst off.
Yeah, I think if he did, he'd probably get murdered by the rest of the team.
He probably wouldn't get murdered straight up. Especially when you look at him and you go, oh, he's just a little guy with nothing on him, you know? He's so not non-threatening that you probably just don't want to kill him for the sake of it. You probably don't want to give him anything, but
Possibly.
you know, like
Maybe
maybe
the passive aggressive route.
I mean, you'll let him enchant up. Maybe you'll give him arrows, so he can help you in a team fight. But you would never let him stand behind you, you know?
Probably.
Yeah.
Quite probably.
I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why Green Team fanned out, or not Green Team, Orange Team fanned out during that team battle with Green Team, is so that none of them would ever be standing behind each other and they could, you know, be fine. Because Orange Team definitely knew that the mole was still among them, so they didn't want to be in a position where one person can backstab the whole team. So they fanned out. So, and the Green Team didn't really do that, so maybe Zarky really did reveal that he was a mole, and Green Team is pretty trusting of each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think. I think Zarky couldn't...
I don't know what Blaze is doing anymore. What in the blue blazes is he doing?
I think he's hoping that like he might be able to meet up with Scope at some point. But I don't know why he's like running around the surface. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean...
Because he could be caving.
He could be caving, he could be meeting up with the team and poisoning them, you know.
But here we are, like, spectating, thinking we know everything. We don't know what exactly his situation is in terms of what his teammates are saying, or teammates with air quotes. But
well, I mean, the
right,
team...
So Chapter 3 is back on the surface. Is he going to try to meet up with teammates at all?
Is it almost the end of the episode? It might be. Most of the other teams are still caving. I mean, if I were them, I would just continue caving until
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
You cave until you...
So 4 members of Red Team are pretty much right next to each other now. And I mean...
And Blaze is still in his team's chat?
Well,
not that he would have a mole chat to join, but
yeah.
even then, like, when people find out you're the mole, and they have decided you're the mole...
They'll ask you to leave the chat. They'll kick you, they'll ostracize you.
But I'd be fairly confident in thinking that...
Oh, here he is.
Think he's the mole.
They're all joined up together now. All 5 members. So Blaze will actually get some enchants going on.
They'll let him enchant before ending his misery?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, he looks so non-threatening. You just don't give him any gapples. Maybe you give him arrows, but other than that...
You said you don't give him any gapples?
I would not give him any gapples.
Well, Engal just gave him a whole lot, but the gapples wouldn't help him if he gets meleeed anyway.
I guess.
And usually that's what you do, you melee the mole.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, Red Team is in a precarious position. If I were the viewer currently, I would definitely be watching Red Team during this episode. So maybe that's something to think about next episode. Or something to do until you wait for the next episode. So guys, if you haven't checked out Red Team's videos, do so now. Since this is the end of the episode 5. See you next time.